I am Sharon Holmes. Welcome to the She Shines podcast, where we are empowering you to embrace every facet of who you are, helping you to develop a beautiful balance in life and encouraging women everywhere to shine. You can follow the She Shines podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to your favorite podcasts. Get in on the conversation. Join the sisterhood at facebook.com/groups/She Shines podcast. So get ready. The She Shines podcast starts right now. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We are here in 2019. Can you believe it? I remember when I was a little kid sitting there and they talk about the things that would happen in the year 2020, and we're so close now. It seems so far away then, but we're so close now. We're in 2019. So let me take a second just to welcome you back. Welcome you back to the She Shines podcast. It's been a minute. If you're just joining us, welcome to you as well. But we've been on break for about a month, dealing with the holidays and our families and just taking time to regroup, to relax, and even to recharge. Just needed vacation time to do nothing. Do you know I scheduled 2 do nothing days? I was really proud of myself. And you will never guess what I had to do to make myself take the do nothing day. I actually had to get up and first thing in the morning, make a Facebook post saying, I am going to do absolutely nothing today. I'm going to get up, eat breakfast, do nothing, eat lunch, do nothing, eat dinner, do nothing, and then sleep. And that was the only way that I had to remind myself, like, you can't go crazy like you normally do. You need a day to just calm down, relax, recharge yourself. And it was really, for me, it was really nerve-wracking. Like the first half of the day up until noon seemed like it dragged out forever. It was a mess. But I finally got the hang of it about 2 o'clock. Popped in a movie, and then I was good to go on my do nothing day. And then I spent part of the break actually planning and deciding how I wanted my new year to look and how I wanted to do things. Even with you ladies, I am so excited to have you in my life and to share parts of my life with you, especially in the Facebook group, the things that we've been doing to kind of connect with each other. And I am back now after a month off, and I'm ready to run. I'm ready for all the great things that this new year has for me. In doing so, though, and thinking about that, I am kind of refining my focus this year. I really, really want to target my topics when I talk to you ladies. I want to talk to you about things that really matter to my heart, things that come from my heart, some things that I've experienced and some things that I know that you'll want to weigh in on as well. We are going to revisit this year some singles topics because all the single ladies, they were like really, really into the singles episode. And so we're coming back this season and we're going to talk about the great date debate. So you just got to wait on that. I want you to be ready for that one because that's going to knock your socks off. And we're going to talk about some other things that I've had some struggles. I've had some wins and I've had some losses and I've had some struggles and some things that didn't go away just because I wished them away. One of them is a struggle with fertility. I want to talk about that. I'm tired of being silent. I'm tired of being quiet. I'm tired of struggling in silence when I know I have a community of sisters who are ready to lift me up just like they're ready to lift each other up. So I think that this season, I really, really want to talk about some things that really have touched my heart and I know will touch yours. The issue of grief that we kind of tend to walk around. We tell everybody, I'm sorry for your loss and I'm praying for you. But what can we really do at the end of the day when we're dealing with grief, babies dying, 16, 17-year-olds in Chirac? How do we handle that? Well, you know what? We got to talk about it. At least the conversation is the starting point for some things that we should really be doing in 2019. 2019 is up close and personal. I know that we're expecting it to be our best year ever, but you know what? We've got to deal with some stuff that we didn't deal with before so that we don't carry it over into 2020. So that's 2019 for you. I really wanted to kind of refocus and refine what we do here at the She Shines podcast. As always, I want to connect with you. So I want to talk about the things that you want to talk about. So I need to hear from you more in 2019. I need you to hit me up. I don't care if you go and search for the Facebook page and inbox me. You can email. You can go to sheshinespodcast.com. Leave a comment on the contact page. I need you to do something to tell me, hey, girl, this is what we want to talk about this year. I know you talking about moving forward and success and all of that, but I'm dealing with some drama in this area, and we'll talk about it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with simply having the conversation. So I want to talk about what you want to talk about. I really don't care what the topic is. I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. So you tell me what you want to talk about, and I want to include some of that in our season 2 as well. How do you get me? You can get me on Facebook. Is probably the easiest way for you, is just to join the sisterhood. If you go to facebook.com/group/She Shines podcast, you'll find us there. You can click that button to inbox us and tell us what you want to talk about. Tell me what you enjoy. Tell me what you need to know, and we'll figure it out together. I'm not saying I'm the expert and I know everything and I know how to do life 100%, but you know what? I'm willing to get in the trenches. I want to get in there with you because we can help each other to live our best lives. So we want to do that more in 2019. And then I really, really want to focus on the concept of community. I feel like communication shouldn't be one-sided. If you were dating somebody and they did all the talking and you never got a chance to say anything, would there be a second date? Probably not. So I don't want our communication to be one-sided. I want to hear from you. Guess what? Because you are the expert in your own life. I can sit on the outside and say, do A, B, and C, but guess what? You go home every day to your situation, and your situation could help someone else's situation. So I really, really want to deal with community. I really want to build a strong community. I was talking to a friend on Facebook earlier in the year, and he broke it down in a way I hadn't thought about it. He said that community really is about building communication with unity. The COMM, communication, and then the finishing of that word, unity. Creating unity through our communication. That's what I really want to do. That's what's really, really on my heart. That's what I would like to see, and that's what I'd like to help create. Would you like to help me create that? I know that it's in you. I know that as girlfriends, we need that spot where we can just go, we can just talk about what's happening with life. And guess what? It won't always be good and it won't always be pretty, but friends are not people who are only there for the good times, but they're the ones that are there that can walk through the nitty-gritty with you, the ugly parts of your life. When you think about the things that you've gone through that you really didn't want anyone else to know, but you had that one girlfriend. Well, at least I hope you've got that one girlfriend. I know I do. Hey, T, she's out there and I can talk to her about anything. Like even if I have to do something that I don't want to do, or when I'm trying to make myself submit to this husband that I love, she'll get me right in check. And I think that we can do that for each other. I think that's the beautiful thing about women. Sometimes women, people portray women as those who are in a cat fight, competing with one another. But the beautiful thing about women is that women have loving, caring, nurturing hearts. And we do something for each other that no other species or gender could do. We lift each other up. We rally. We're strong when we need to be. We cry when we need to. We hug when we need to. And we laugh when we need to. I think that's the beautiful beautiful thing about women, and I'm so glad to share that with you guys and to have you guys to share in that with me. And in that same vein, I want to spotlight some women in 2019. And so we're introducing Share the Shine. We're going to hear from the women in our community. We're going to share the shine. I know you're out there, you're doing what you do, and I want to let everybody know what you do. I want to put the spotlight on you. I know it's not always comfortable for everyone, but you know what? I think you deserve the spotlight for a few minutes, and I want to share with the community the things that you're doing. So we're definitely doing that in 2019. And the fun part, yay! In 2019, actually in just a couple of days here, we are going to kick off our first giveaway, our first contest. We're going to be doing some fun stuff in the group as well. And first of all, let me stop and thank Regina Hazelray. So she is an independent salesperson for Paparazzi Jewelry, and she has donated some jewelry that we can use for our first giveaway. So first of all, thank you so much for seeing something in our little podcast that you want to support and that you want to help us get the word out about. So I appreciate that. And ladies, when you see these pieces of jewelry, let me tell you, you are going to want to do everything you can to get your hands on one of them. So we're going to be kicking off a contest with that jewelry and some more things throughout the year, but specifically that will be starting this month. So if you would like to enter that, the only place you'll be able to do that is in the Facebook group. So you need to go there and find out all of the details about how you'd enter that. So yes, it is a new year. It's a new year. It's 2019. And my first question of the year is, how's it going for you? I mean, this year was a little bit different for me. I'm always super duper excited about New Year's because it gives me a chance to start over and get some things right that I didn't get done last year. I kind of want to get those things done. I want to plan out everything. I'm a planner at heart. Sometimes I plan so much that I don't act as often as I should, but we'll work on that too. 2019, I want to know from you, how's it going for you? Some people, maybe it's perfect. 3 weeks in, you did everything on your vision board. You're debt free. And you're like, hey, just roll the calendar to 2020. I am set. I'm ready to go. And then for the rest of us, it's probably like, yeah, right. We are 3 weeks in, just ball the whole year up, throw the whole year away. Let's just start over and try it again in 2020 because 19 is not acting right. That's how it is really for a lot of people. But you know what? I want to get your take. So I need you to go to the Facebook group, send me a meme or a comment. Let me know, how do you feel that this year is going for you at this point in the year? We are just about 3 weeks into the year, so drop me a comment. Let me know, how's the year treating you so far? I am always laughing hysterically when I see what you ladies are saying. You guys are the funniest women in the world, but definitely do that. Go right now and drop me a meme or comment. Let me know how this year is going for you, because some of us started out like pumped. We had a vision. We had a plan. We were ready to go. I mean, ramp it up. Let's do it. And then somewhere between week 1 and week 2, we got off track. I mean, it might even happen before week 2, but somewhere in there, we're only 3 weeks in, but we're not quite hitting even the little milestones that we have for ourselves. Maybe you came into the year even feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you were unprepared for the new year. Everybody doesn't welcome the new year the same way. And for some of us, it is a really great time that we get to start over. We get to plan. We get to figure out what we want to do different. And then there are some years like 2018 was this for me. I started 2018 with the death of a sibling, so it just knocked my block off. Sometimes things happen like that, and you just manage to survive your way into the new year. You know what? Let me just stop and give you a medal for just surviving the holidays alone and making it into the new year. That's okay too. Everybody's year won't start off the same. Everyone won't start off at the top of the mountain ready to run, but sometimes you do start in the valley. So let's deal with that a little bit today. So you started out in the valley, not quite going the way you wanted to go. Or maybe you started the year with high hopes and already 3 weeks in, things have come against you to challenge you, and you're asking yourself, where do I go from here? How do I make this year look any different than all the other years that I started out really great? How do I make this year, how do I redeem this year? Because only a few days into the year, something happened that challenged you in a way that you were not even expecting. And how do I make something good out of this terrible situation or season that I'm in? Or maybe you even feel blah about the new year. I want to feel something. I want to do something, but it's just not there. How do you make this year different? Where do you go from here? It really starts with a decision. It starts with a decision that you do want to do something different. Really evaluating what's happening in your life, in my life. Let me evaluate what I did all last year. Do I leave last year feeling any more fulfilled than I started the year? And if the answer is no, then I know, I might need to make some changes. If the answer is yes and everything is good, then at least that points me in the direction of some things that I want to continue to do. But it all starts with the decision to do something. Either I'm going to decide to keep everything the same, or I'm going to decide to make some changes that will cause this year to be different for me than last year was. Now, some people call that a resolution. I really have tried to figure out a better word for it, because some people are just stumbling over this word resolution, and they've been getting a really, really bad rap. So people have been saying, why would you make a New Year's resolution knowing that in just a few days you're going to be back doing the same thing you used to do? They're going to point to the failure from last year. Now, you did 20 things right, but one thing you didn't accomplish. They're going to point to that and say, why would you try to do that this year and it didn't work out last time? Well, I feel like this. I feel like people who don't want to do anything, even your presence is annoying to them. It's irritating to be around people who want more or want to do more. And so if you find yourself surrounded by people who don't like resolutions, it's probably because they're afraid that your resolution is going to be to rid your life of them, because they are dimming your light. So you know what I say? I say go for it. If you want to call it a resolution, do that. If you don't, call it a decision. Whatever you want to call it, we've got to come to the point where we're ready to do something different in order to get something different. And I was having a conversation with a young man that I've been very close to my whole life. And he was talking about a restaurant that he had started back when we were in our 20s, and the restaurant did not survive the 3-year period to become profitable. And he was really, really discouraged about it. And he thought, that was 2 years of my life I could have kept. And I'm going, no, you needed to do that. You needed to have that restaurant. And he's looking at me like, what? You saying I needed to fail? And I'm going, no, you needed to have that experience, because you would never know what you could do or couldn't do unless you tried it. And so I say, I'd rather try something and fail at it than not try anything at all. So there's nothing wrong with having a resolution. At least you're being an active participant in your life. Now, let me warn you, doing something new is rarely easy. When you do something new, go ahead and expect the challenge of it. It's okay to make a decision to do something different, as long as we understand that doing something different is going to cause something to happen that is different than we've experienced. So I guess the easiest way I could explain this is something that I'm doing for the first time this year. Never done it, very first time. So I am at a new church. Yay, I love my new church. And they are doing the Daniel fast. And this was something that was totally new to me. I've never done this before. So what the Daniel fast is that for a period of 21 days, you eat only fruit and vegetables. Basically, that's it in a nutshell. Fruit and vegetables for a period of 21 days. Oh, and water, like no coffee, no, juice, unless it's like 100% fruit juice. you're just doing vegetables, you're doing fruit, and you're doing water or decaffeinated tea. And this sounded like a great idea. And all the people that I talked to about it, they were really, really excited. Oh, we did it before and we lost weight and we were more focused and all of these things. And my body felt better. And some people, their blood pressures dropped. They had high blood pressure and it dropped. And all of this is sounding great. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm going to do 21 days. Look, I got this. I can eat as much fruits and vegetables as I want. So I got this, right? So I start doing this Daniel fast. And when I tell you I went through some changes, let me tell you. So I went through so many changes. The first phase was like questions. It was like the first day when I shouldn't have been hungry, but I was hungry because I really didn't want vegetables. Like I wanted some chips. I wanted to hem up a bag of Lay's so bad. And I'm looking at the bowl of broccoli and it's just, for some reason, it's just not adding up. It's just like my body was looking at me like, what are you doing? And so all these questions are coming like, whose idea was this? Anyway, y'all, please don't tell my pastor I said this stuff. Like, I really need him to believe I love the Lord. So don't tell the pastor I said this. But the questions were coming like, whose idea was this? 21 days? Why 21 days? Why not 10 days? Why not 7-day challenge? Like, why do we want to do this anyway? Are you sure it's going to improve? It was just questions coming out of nowhere when I had already made up my mind to do this thing. And then going into the end of day 1 and into day 2, my body was like fighting itself. Just hangry, just mad, hungry, angry, just hangry, irritated, trying to figure out what's going on. Like, we have a routine. You get up, you turn on the Keurig, and then by the time you're done showering, you come and make a cup of coffee. Like, what are you doing? So, by the end of the first day into the second day, I already had a caffeine headache. And Lord have mercy, a few days in, I promise you, I dreamed I drank about a gallon of coffee. I didn't even know I wanted a cup of coffee until I dreamed that I drank just like cup after cup. It was like a chain smoker, but just with a teacup of coffee. I was just going in my dreams. It's like, how does this stuff get into your dreams? But my body was like conflicted with itself. Like, this is not my routine. What are you doing? But because I had resolved, because I had made that resolution, because I resolved that this was what I was going to do, I'm still hanging in there. Y'all pray real hard. I'm still hanging in there, though, because this is something that I really, really want to do. And I believe that the benefits of it will outweigh any of the trial of it. And that's the same way life is. The benefit of it may outweigh the challenge of it, but you are gonna face the challenges. Let me ask you something. Did you notice that all these negative things happened as soon as I started doing the Daniel fast? As soon as I stopped eating, burgers and fries and all that good stuff that we like to stop in quick restaurants and get, then I get all of these challenges. Why is that? It's because it's new. And your mind and your body, sweetheart, will freak out. It's like, this ain't what we do. Where they do that at? What are you doing to me? And that's what happened in my body when I started trying to do this new fast. But guess what? It happens in our minds and our bodies when we decide to do something new in a new year. When you try to do something new, don't be surprised when your mind freaks out and you start to question yourself. Am I really talented enough? Am I really capable of doing this? Have I seen anyone do this before? Don't be surprised. It's really just your mind and your body trying to adjust to something new that you're doing. What do you mean, save my money instead of going shopping? What do you mean? This is not what we do. We go to Macy's when we get an extra $100. What do you mean, save that money? Well, you know what? You will freak out sometimes like that when you're trying to do something new. Don't worry about it. This is only to test your resolve. It's only to see if you will stop before you get to see any of those beautiful results. Now, there are tons of benefits to doing this Daniel fast, and that's why I'm doing it. I want to be closer to God, and I want to lose weight. Praise the Lord. And I want to be healthier and all of that good stuff. But you don't see that at the beginning. All you see is the pain. All you see is that I want meat. Like, now I really need a steak. But you know what? That's when you remind yourself that there's some benefits to this thing, that you've just got to hang in there until you can see some benefits. So maybe that's how your year started. Maybe you're 3 weeks in. You've already fallen off the diet. Maybe you got the credit card bill from that Christmas shopping spree. Maybe you had to go back to the same old job that you were praying that you could send your 2-week notice when you left for Christmas and you'd be done by January 7th and on the new job, but you had to go back to that old job. Maybe you thought you'd be further along in life by the time you got to 2019 than you are now. Maybe your year started out very rocky. But can I talk to your discouragement for a minute? Let me tell you, change is not easy. I'll never tell you that it is. But what I will say is that change is necessary in order to get where we want to go, in order to do anything that we want to do. We're going to hit some challenges. And guess what? We're going to see those challenges before we see any results, any fruits from our labor. But I want you to hang in there, embrace change, embrace it, just embrace it. I know when it sounds good, but when change really comes to your doorstep, when you really do have to change your eating habits in order to get your health together, when you really do have to save money in order to become debt free, change won't feel easy, but embrace it, welcome it in. With the new year, this is a good time to do it. Embrace it and welcome it in, because it gives us a chance to experience life in a different way. If you fall off, no worries. That's my new favorite phrase. I picked that up a few years ago when I went to Jamaica. No worries. No matter what happened, it could be, everything could be on fire, and the hotel attendant would say, no worries. Listen, it's not the end of the world. If you fall off, regroup. Get back on where you left off. Don't worry about it. We're all going to have setbacks. And if that happens, don't be surprised. Sometimes I think the problem is not that things happen, but it's that we were not expecting them. So I'm telling you, expect it. Expect challenges. Expect things to happen. Expect the year to go awry before you get to February and March. So now then, when it happens, you won't be surprised. Just get up, regroup, refocus yourself, and try it again. It is not the end of the world. It's only an opportunity to begin again with knowledge that you did not have. Let me say that again. It's only an opportunity to begin again with knowledge that you did not have before. Do whatever you have to hang in there during those challenging times, during those times of discouragement, because every day we won't feel like doing the responsible thing. But I promise you, if you hang in there and I hang in there, we will get to a day where we'll see some results from this. I'm going to keep you updated and posted on what happens by the end of this Daniel fast, just as an example of what happens in our lives when we do get discouraged or when we are trying to make a change, because let me tell you, it's challenging. I'm really literally inside right now praying that my stomach won't growl at this very second. That's no lie. I'm like, how many minutes do I have? Because I'm really trying not to let that happen. But I will keep you posted, because you know what? Life is like that. It's not always predictable. It doesn't always happen the way you want it to happen because you say you want it to happen that way. Sometimes the rubber just meets the road, and we've got to be women enough to put on our big girl pants and step into our new season. I'm ready to do it. Are you? I hope you are. Listen, we are at the beginning of something wonderful, and I want to hear all about yours. How was your New Year's? Drop me a line in the Facebook group. Drop a comment on YouTube. Let me know how your year is going so far. I'm going to go a step further. I want you to let me know what one of your challenges are, because guess what? Either myself or someone else is facing that same challenge, and we can help each other out of that. I believe anything I'm going through now, one of my sisters has gone through yesterday, and she can help me make it through that today. You have been listening to the She Shines podcast, where we are empowering you to embrace every facet of who you are, helping you to develop a beautiful balance in life, and encouraging women everywhere to shine. If you are a woman who shines and you want to see someone else shine too, join the sisterhood at facebook.com/groups/She Shines podcast, and you can share the shine. To get instant updates on our podcast, subscribe on iTunes, Google Play Music, YouTube, or Spotify. I'm your host, Sharon Holmes. Until next time, shine on.